Did
I did ask her a question from her community tab, and I just asked her if she would play Fortnite with me. Like, I feel like that was chosen because people keep accusing her right now of gaining weight. I cannot push the point enough that people do not care about the way that you look, Amber. It's about the choices that you make and how you treat people.
with
You either find a way or you find an excuse. What's up, y'all? This is Mrs. Snowflake, or Not Your Average Reaction. I'm just a guy who likes to react to health and fitness content, usually girl world. I have a bachelor's degree in physical education, teacher education, so I'm trained to be a PE teacher, and I was an A certified trainer for about 4 years. Today, our favorite girly Pop 5000 has uploaded. It's not looking good, but she has been kind of like health scare baiting us for a minute now. But the title of this video is Diabetes Results and Unexpected Unfortunate Diagnosis Weigh in Episode 9. The thumbnail looks pretty rough, not gonna lie. Alright, so basically in this video, Amber answers 5 questions that don't really have anything to do with anything, kind of just substanceless. And then, but she does address Denny's after the hospital, which is whatever. She explains that she can't really afford her GLP-1 because it increased in price. She also tells us that she has thyroid issues, which is a reason why it is harder for her to lose weight. Fair. She shows us her results for diabetes, which, I'm not sure why she showed us those results and like not the thyroid. I'm also unsure why she even did it in the first place because it's not even verifiable. We all know you can inspect elements and then you can change things and it will actually change how it physically looks on the page, but just on your computer. She got on some new meds and she's kind of like waiting for those to like work for her mental health. And she weighs in but doesn't show us, and she gains 3 pounds. And she says she's not surprised. Without further ado, over to you, Moplix.
Hey guys, welcome to a new weigh-in video. I feel like I kind of have a lot of things to talk about, so let's jump right into the 5 questions.
This is gonna be a very depressing video, I'm sure.
So for the 5 questions, I get them on Instagram. I post a little thing on my story that says, ask me any questions that are weight, food, health related.
I did ask her a question from her community tab, and I just asked her if she would play Fortnite with me. I think it would be honestly iconic if she played Fortnite with me. Amber, if by the off chance you're seeing this, add me on Fortnite. I swear I will carry you to a win. I am actually kind of cracked.
And then I gather them, and I even have a list of like backup questions. Why were you so proud of yourself for not weighing in daily? So food isn't the only relationship that I'm trying to work on. I'm trying to also work on the relationship with my vaping. That's why I've quit that, even though I have highly relied on it. And I'm working on my relationship with the scale because I can become extremely
You don't have to vape. Like if the substance is good for you, you can do transdermal patches, 0 calories. You can even take some pills usually, and of course edibles. You can usually find some sort of 0 calorie if it's important to
obsessed
you.
with it. Like there are times
I don't think anybody needs to have some sort of escape like that from reality, but more often than not, people do. So
where I will literally weigh myself multiple times a day. And this is extremely unhealthy because I will see a normal fluctuation that happens to everybody, and I will take that fluctuation and it'll trigger me and spiral me. And sometimes it'll cause me to overeat or emotional eat, but regardless, it's just not healthy. It doesn't make sense, but it is something that can be fixed, so I'm trying to fix it. So the fact that I was able to go a whole week without weighing myself is crazy.
I mean, it's just I can't ever tell if she's trolling. Like it looks like she has micro expression of joy throughout this explanation, even though she was like super depressed at the very beginning of this video. But it's just over and over again, right? It's just like you've done the daily weigh-ins, the weekly weigh-ins, and then you stop because it's too much, and then it's just like over and over and over again. And at some point you would think that you would get so sick of it personally that you would actually try to figure it out, but I don't think you actually put that much thought into your destructive behaviors, because then you actually have to, deal with those issues and approach yourself.
Have you noticed your face also swells when you are swollen? Yeah.
Like, I feel like that was chosen because people keep accusing her right now of gaining weight, and they're like, oh my god, look at her face, and I'm quite sure that she will swell in her face. But to be quite honest with you, I can't really tell if she's gaining or losing like half the time. Like, I just take her as her word. It's like after someone's like 300 pounds, like everything after that, I can't, it's hard for me to see the weight loss. It really, really is.
And my mom also experiences it. So it might be like common or like genetic. Like literally in my last vlog, my last weekly vlog that I posted, I noticed it, and I'll show you guys a clip where it's like the beginning of my vlog, I am so swollen. And then towards the ending, you can like literally see how much I've deswelled. So that's why when I see people are like, oh my.
I think people have also accused her of using like slimming filters recently or something. That this might be I'm trying to control the narrative thing.
God, it's so like noticeable that Amberlynn has gained weight. It's like, yeah, but also a lot of the times like you're seeing me really swollen. So sometimes it's a lot more obvious, like in my chin or around my eyes or my cheeks, or sometimes it's just my legs, my arms. But this was the beginning of my vlog, and then here I was at the end, where you can tell that the swelling has definitely gone down. So sometimes I do.
The angle was also a little bit different, to be quite honest with you. The angle of the camera in the first one felt like it was a little bit lower, and now it's like the camera's like maybe at your forehead.
Look bigger. Sometimes I do look smaller.
I'm trying to like get different camera angles to make my neck look fat, but it's just not happening because of the beard.
And that's just the way it goes with the things that I have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. Is it true that you would stay this size if it was healthy? So in one of my last live streams, I talked about the fact that like, if it wasn't for the fact that being this size was unhealthy, I wouldn't feel like this urgency or this anxiety or constantly talk about weight loss. I wouldn't care so much to lose weight. And what I mean by that is I'm not doing it for vanity reasons. I'm not doing it for shallow reasons. I'm not doing it.
Well, yeah, you need to save your life, and I think that's what everybody has been shouting from the rooftops. I don't think anyone cares whether or not, you're hot or not. People see somebody who really needs help, like with their health, and they see them making self-destructive decisions, and it's hard to watch. I cannot push the point enough that people do not care about the way that you look, Amber. It's about the choices that you make and how you treat people.
For my looks, I am doing it for my health. That is why I've always been very much about body positivity, in the sense of everyone is beautiful regardless of what they look like or the size that they are. But
I mean, I think that too. I know a lot of some other people will be like, no, that's not beautiful, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, everybody's beautiful in their own way, and looks are subjective to each individual. What I find attractive isn't going to be what the next guy finds attractive. There's no universal measurement of attraction, Even the most beautiful people will have haters, and they will think that they're ugly. It just is how it is.
I do not believe in health at every size, and I never have. But yes, if I could be healthy, if being fat was not an unhealthy thing, that I wouldn't care. Because again, this is not for vanity reasons. I'm not fat phobic. I don't think that fat people are ugly, nothing like that. It's strictly because I want to be healthy, I want to feel better, and I want to live a longer life. What do you mean you'd feel lethargic eating French fries? So, what I meant by that is like I'd feel sluggish. It's just like a sluggish feeling. Nobody feels good after eating junky types of food. I know I feel way better, way lighter after I eat a healthier meal versus an unhealthy meal. But being lethargic and tired, those things can happen at the same time, but they are two different things. Because a lot of people are like, girl, you just said that you don't get tired after food, but now you're saying that you get lethargic. Yeah, two different things. So this was the
But it's kind of the same thing, actually. Like, hold on. So, like, when you're tired, you lack energy, correct? And, like, lethargic describes a state of sluggishness, drowsiness, and a lack of energy. So, I mean, it kind of is the same thing, right? Semantics, right? Like, if you're in the fucking court of law, obviously it's not the same thing. But socially, it definitely is. People use these things interchangeably as they're pretty much the exact same thing.
most popular question I received this week is, why'd you go to Denny's after the hospital? My mom was hungry, and I'm not gonna lie, so was I. It was past midnight, and we were at the hospital for hours. Neither of us ate anything that day. I was not expecting to be at the hospital that long, and neither was my mom. I didn't go to the hospital for some like crazy critical.
Her excuses aren't, invalid by any means. But again, people get frustrated because it's Amberlyn Reed and she's been trying to lose weight for over 10 years on YouTube, and she knows better. She knows that she doesn't have to go to Denny's. She knows that there's grocery stores that are 24 hours. There's other healthier options that you can do. You could, hopefully you already have groceries at the house to where you can just cook something up, anything like a low calorie ramen or something. That's why people get frustrated. There is actually no problem with going to Denny's, and you can definitely make a healthy choice at Denny's, but you don't show us the food, and everybody seems to think that was just like rage bait.
Thing. I was directed by my doctor's office to go to urgent care, and then urgent care directed me to go to the ER because urgent care actually does not do ultrasounds. And then I ended up calling the emergency room just to see like if I can come in, and they told me I should probably get that looked at. So I went there for an ultrasound. I didn't go there for like anything critical or crazy. Like, people still have to eat. My mom said she was not gonna go home and like cook something. I didn't want to come home and cook something. It was really late. I was exhausted. I know she was as well. Like, eating is still a thing that happens regardless if someone goes to a hospital or not. And I got a salad at Denny's. So next part is I want to talk about how my week went. So I've been going through a lot of stress, anxiety, worry, depression, some very low lows. I have shared a very small fraction of it, but majority of it is happening behind the scenes. I'm absolutely, without a doubt, suffering in silence. So I did have my doctor appointment yesterday because I was able to respond to the wait list.
Is she suffering in silence? Like, we're hearing all about it.
Really quickly, when they sent me the text message, I accepted a new appointment. So this next part of this video, I will be talking about in my weekly vlog as well, because my weigh-in videos don't get as many views as my other videos. And I want majority of people who watch me to hear this, because this is like a big change in my life that's about to happen. So I will be also talking about this in my weekly vlog. So the first thing I want to talk about is Zepbound. That is the GLP-1 that I was going to go on, which is the weight loss injection. And my doctor prescribed it to me. And based on all of the research I've done, I was like, okay, yes, it is very expensive, but it is doable. So I get to the pharmacy, and turns out that is not the case at all. The pharmacy told me that the prices have raised, and it's like, okay, in my head I was like, all right, so the first month is just the beginning dose, which is obviously the cheapest month, but my doctor told me that the beginning dose is not going to do anything for me. So when I increase the Zepbound, it's going to increase the price, and I don't have that money. That's okay. I am currently working on my relationship.
Okay, well, she's self-employed. I don't know what, if anything, YouTube offers, some sort of like health insurance. I am also a self-employed person. I have health insurance through the health insurance marketplace. You can shop for different health insurance policies fairly easily to see if the policy will cover a certain doctor, cover a certain hospital, cover certain drugs. Like, you can search specific things like that. I don't know for a fact if GLP-1s right now are covered by insurance. I would think that they are, or starting to be. But just because they increased in price doesn't mean you're, SOL. I, my insurance actually stopped covering a lot of my medications, and I was just able to find coupons through GoodRx to make it more affordable for me. There's ways around it if you try. You either find a way or you find an excuse.
Food, and instead of doing it alone, I'm going to let professionals help me. My
You either make a plan or you plan to fail.
doctor did confirm, like, your hysterectomy makes it a lot harder to lose weight. And that was before I did my fasting labs, where I got results.
I don't doubt that at all. I know postmenopausal, women, it's a lot harder to lose weight, especially if you have like thyroid issues. I have an anecdotal, story. My mother had both. So she's postmenopausal and had thyroid issues and still was able to lose over 100 pounds. It's possible. It's just harder.
For something that literally, it makes me really emotional. It makes me want to cry, but I'm not going to. And we will get into that in a second. So on top of like my hysterectomy, my lymphedema, my lipedema, and my messed up metabolism, it just seems like nothing wants me to lose weight. I have so many things just like literally fighting against me, but I'm not going to give up. So while I was at my doctor's appointment, they asked.
So interesting. Like I just watched the Jacqueline Hill video, and I mean, she's saying like some of the same stuff. Granted, Jacqueline Hill actually like went through and like lost weight and like was successful with her weight loss or whatever, but like the way she was talking about it at the beginning is very much amber coded.
You like this depression screening, they ask you all these like mental health questions, and mine was not good. I ended up literally breaking down in front of my doctor and in front of my mom. I'm like bawling my eyes out. They're handing me tissue. Like I had a full-fledged like anxiety attack right in front of him. It was really embarrassing, but it genuinely shows like the level of my mental health. Like even someone just asking me like in my live stream like a week ago, they were like, how are you doing? Like it made me break down. I'm feeling everything so strongly and so deeply. My emotions are all over the place and I feel really low, and just a lot of mental health problems that I do not want to speak out loud. I just have constant deep painful emotions that I experience all day long, and it's genuinely ruining my life. Long story short, I was prescribed and
what are you doing in order to put yourself in a positive emotional space every day? We are responsible for our own emotions, and if you just sit at home and just read about yourself all day and the negative things people say about you, that's definitely going to feed into your negative mental health state.
SSRI to help with my anxiety, my lows, my depression, and to help with like the deep feelings of having BPD. It's not going to help regulate my emotions or anything like that. Like I have to work on that myself, but it's going to help stabilize me a little bit. So we did my fasting labs and I got those results today. A doctor actually sent me a whole message kind of going over my results.
Fasting labs, funny. I mean, it is technically fasting labs, but it's just you can't eat after midnight, and you usually go in pretty early, like 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, and then give them some blood, and then you can eat again.
And talking about like the abnormal results and what it could mean, etc., etc. And regarding if I have diabetes or not, I want to show you this clip. All right, you guys, my results are in. This is my MacBook. We're zoomed in so you don't see anything personal. I'm signed into my little health portal. I'm gonna click.
It's just, again, these attempts to prove stuff, as honest as you might be doing this is so easy to fake. You can just inspect the elements and then find the test results, and you can physically change the page to say negative. And we would have no idea because we can't see all the tabs on your computer. So it's just, this stuff is just whatever.
Test results.
I'm sure.
So we did a
multitude
of things here.
Correct.
But we're about to find out Here's my hemoglobin A1C to determine am I diabetic or not. All right. No. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, 5.4 is my actual exact number that I always am every time I get this checked. So not even a pre-diabetic. So pre-diabetic would be 5.7 through 6.4. I do not have diabetes. I'm not even pre-diabetic. That is always something that is just like in the back of my mind. I'm just always fearful that it's gonna happen or is happening and I don't know about it. Just because you're fat does not mean you have diabetes, and just because you're skinny doesn't mean you won't get diabetes. But some of my blood work is a little off. Some things that are questionable.
You know, some of the people I see, unfortunately, around this city are quite skinny, but are missing limbs because they can't stop and they can't control the sugar.
He said it's something to really worry about right now, but there is something that I'm going to be going on medicine for. Turns out I have hypothyroidism. That's so hard to say for me. I don't know why. So people who have that is a leading.
Right. So that's exactly what, I mean, she's literally case for case, my mother. It's still possible, but we've just cranked up the level of difficulty to expert for sure. I don't think my mom was able to lose weight unless she was eating under 1,200 calories, which is insanely low. Very, 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 very low. But she was controlling her nutrition. She had, a health coach, a nutritionist. She did Noom. She did all the right stuff. She took all the right supplements. It was a healthy weight loss, but it's hard because you have to put in so much work day in and day out, and you don't stop. She did a lot of exercising, though. I will say that.
Cause of weight gain. Like, I've constantly been like, it's hard for me to lose weight because of my lymphedema, my going through menopause at such an early age, the hysterectomy, like the list can just go on. And now, bam, smack in the face. I have the very thing that causes people to gain weight. Like, it's just like, I feel like the world is like against me right now. And I know that could just be like my depression talking, but I just feel really, really overwhelmed and defeated. So having the hypothyroidism, God, I'm gonna hate saying that word. It causes like the hair thinning. So that's also like a double whammy. And it also causes like low moods and depression and exhaustion, brain fog, etc., etc. And I'm just like, wow, this is all also adding up for me. So on top of taking a medicine for that, I'm also gonna be taking a vitamin D because it was a little low. It definitely has gotten higher every single time I've gotten it checked. So that's good. But I just feel like, damn, like what next? Like I genuinely went from taking 0 medicine to now I'm going to be taking 3 medicines a day. And I just feel overwhelmed and scared and frustrated. Like I hate medicine, but I know that I have to take it. My week's been rough. And these are just things that like I'm choosing to tell you guys because trust me, your girl has a whole other personal shit show of a life that she is currently going through right now. And I'm telling you, my mental health is so fucking bad. And I cannot wait for this medicine to just like do what it's supposed to do, work in my body, and just me continue to like make healthier choices and just.
Yeah, I mean, you still have to put in the work physically and mentally to get better. The medication is like a tool to help you get in the correct frame of mind so that you can do the work to get better.
Do things that are right for me. So now let's talk about the goals that I had last week, which was literally just one. Work on my relationship with food. And yes, I have still been doing that. So I have 2 goals this week. One is I want to keep a food journal. This will help me be aware of things that I'm eating because as you guys know, like I'm not counting the calories or anything like that. I'm strictly just like making better choices.
Is she going to buy a journal or are you just going to log it in your phone notes? Because it doesn't have to be that complicated.
But I'm finding myself like later in the night being like, what have I ate today? Like, why do I feel hungry? Or why this, why that? If I have a food journal, I'll know exactly what I ate. Keeping a food journal is like one of the very most recommended things that like any dietitian or nutritionist will tell you to do. And my second goal is literally just take my medications as directed. And I want to document personally in my journal how I feel when necessary. So my last weigh-in from last week was 513.0 and this week I'm 516.0 and I'm telling you, not surprised. I have everything fighting against me. And right now, I am so overwhelmed with everything going on that I literally just cannot care over 3 pounds of a fluctuation. Genuinely can't. If it happens again next week, that's when I'll care. All right, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Well, if you can't tell by this ridiculous video, it's for entertainment purposes only. Nothing here is meant to be taken seriously whatsoever. I'm just sharing my own opinions, not facts, off of publicly accessible information. First made public by public figures. Please do not go to these people's channels and leave mean-spirited, negative, discouraging, disparaging comments. It's for entertainment purposes only. Started. I think I'm gonna have to do something to make her video a little bit more interesting, so please stand by. If you know, you know.
Gracie may ride away, maybe she'll be back another day. Rarity gray right away, maybe she'll be back another day. I'm sorry guys, I didn't mean to get you killed. Destiny and Emily were not thrilled. All I had to do was look after you two in my free time.